जय श्री माता जी। हम सब श्री माता जी की चरणों में प्रणाम करके अपनी कुंडलिनी चढ़ा के सामूहिक बंधन लेंगे। We humbly bow down to Shri Mataji's lotus feet, raise our kundalini and put ourselves bandhan. अपने चित्त को सार में रखते हुए ध्यान में रहेंगे और श्री माता जी की अमृत वाणी आत्मसात करेंगे। नाउ वी विल लिसन श्री माता जी अमृत वाणी। Hello.
So, thank you very much for the greetings on this day. It was Easter Monday when I got married that day, and also my baptism took place on Easter Monday. But you know, our Easter Monday always changes according to the Monday it comes. So it was quite a big venture for me to marry. Actually, I did not need it at all. But as you know, in India they won't spare any girl from marriage. And they have been after my life since I was about 18 years of age. So somehow I managed. But I was in the medical college Lahore, and suddenly the disturbances broke out there of a very serious nature. And I came back, and there was no possibility of my going back. Then the whole thing planned, I think divine planned it for my marriage, because I had to accept them. And as my husband was there, there were many proposals also, which they chose this one. And I was married in a way arranged, because I had never talked to him about it. He had not talked to me, but he had seen me once before. So for me it was all right, because everybody is so much worried in my family about my marriage all the time. But all throughout I feel that I looked after my husband's relations, families, though he had none. He had only one sister, whose grandson is Vinay. And all the rest of the family, all those relations of his, I really looked after them. And he was counting, he said, you have looked after 35 nephews, only nephews. And how many nieces and how many... Because it was nature, see, of compassion, which all the worries time worried about all these people. My mother's family was always well off. They didn't need any help anyway. These people were big landlords once upon a time, all my husband's relationship. And suddenly this was removed. All landlordship was removed from them suddenly. And they became absolutely lost. Their children became lost, you see, because they were used to such luxuries, this, that, and they had silver, gold, everything. And as soon as they lost their lands, they lost, only 50 acres were allowed for every family. So they had to sell out all their silvers and everything, and they had to be really adjusted now to a much poorer strata. The whole situation came as a very big shock to all of us, and it was my husband only who was well placed in life, because he had never bothered about his lands and things, so he was well placed, he was in the government. So I took the responsibility of all these people and tried to help them in their education, in their finding jobs and things like that. It's all worked and they are all very well off now. I'm so very happy to see them. They all came for the wedding of my granddaughter and also of my daughters and showed their gratitude. Out of them, very few have come to Sahaja Yoga. Actually, the relations are always like that. They are so close that I tell them there's a black point, where everything dissolves into zero. So they are so close that they cannot see what is Sahaja Yoga. They have tremendous regard for me, they have tremendous respect for me, they'll do anything, especially my husband has spent a lot of money in the beginning of Sahaja Yoga, quite a lot. And doesn't ask for it or never mentioned it also. I've spent so much of his money. Because we had a joint account, he never questioned me, nothing. Very sweet of him. Suddenly it comes up, I don't know why. I've been talking too much. So the situation is better now. They have faith in Sahaja Yoga, they try to meditate also. But they are not seekers in a way because they are so close to me. As you people have an advantage, great advantage you have, that firstly you are seekers from ages and you understand how important it is to get to your self-realization. Because you feel lost without it. You think that if you don't get to your self-realization, you should commit suicide. And there are many letters I have got saying that we were mad. We were seeking, going to this person, going to that person. Such big, big letters I got from them, how they were cheated, how they were tortured, and how they were spent money, and they were completely lynched by these gurus. Some of them had to sell their houses and children were removed from schools and everybody became extremely poor. So this was in London much worse. Later on I found that every country has this problem. They became drug addicts and all that. Despite all that, now we have so many people who are surgeons all over the world, not only in Australia. But Australia has quite a lot of surgeries, I must say. And quantity is very, very large and good and people are nice. But we have had, as I told you, a very bumpy start. Because of that, certain conditionings are built up in people. But now we have to see that our quality has to improve. Quality has to improve. Look, the test of quality, I think, is that they are very anxious to do whatever is possible for surgery. Whenever it's possible, whatever is possible, they are anxious to do it. And also they run a very good family. Children, household. This is the sign that you have really developed in surgery. But if that is not so, then you will never enjoy the progress Sahaja Yoga is making. I've seen people, one person can give realization to 1,000. But this one person who has been in Sahaja Yoga, say about 20 years, has not given realization to even one person. So we have two extremes, from one to another. Now some people believe that they are very old surgeons. This is another mistake we commit. They believe we are the senior. There is nothing like seniority, juniority in Sahaja Yoga. I find sometimes very new people are such great surgeons. Very deep. They just go down absolutely into the essence of themselves and of Sahaja Yoga. Maybe their previous lives must have been so great, possibly, or maybe this life they have achieved something great, maybe from the parents or from somebody. But some of them are really very, very deep. One of the things I've seen mostly in Sahaja Yoga, that they are more concerned about themselves, about their families, about their children, at the most. But look at me, I never bother about my health. When anybody asks me, how are you? I said, I'm first class. I never bother about myself for anything, for my comfort or for anything, food, anything. I have no sense at all to divert my attention inward. But if somebody else, say, is in trouble or has something, I just feel I must help that person. I must do something about it. I'm very concerned. Sometimes also my family people said that even if you have 1,000 concerns that you have for others, you'll be better off. But that's why nothing can harm me. Because I'm always worried about your progress, about your problems, about your quarrels and fights and this and that. It's such a tremendous concern it is. Such a full-throated, you can say. Absolutely all my attention just goes focused on these problems. As soon as I see a person, I know what the problem the person has. Why is he not progressing? What is the problem he has with others? Everything I know in no time. But even if I know, I need not bother. But I really get very much bothered about them. As if they are, as it is, part and parcel of my body. But the amount I worry about them sometimes is people have always remarked that, Mother, you need not worry so much about them. Why are you worried? Let them go to hell, let them. If you have once called me Mother, then I really forgive. I've forgiven all the people who have troubled me and have insulted me and given trouble in Sahaja Yoga. I've forgiven all of them. I have no time to worry about not forgiving. I should be an example for you. For you to understand that the more attention we pay to others, not finding their faults or criticizing them, but doing things for others. Small nice things if you start doing for others. Immediately you will be surprised, your attention will sharpen. It will have a very great effect. Sahaja Yoga will spread through you. And you yourself will be a very different person. You won't criticize other Sahaja Yogis, you won't criticize this, that. I mean, fundamental things, if there's something wrong, you have to tell me. That's different. But that seldom people tell me. So first we must extend our attention outside, towards others, not towards ourselves. Then the same about our children, our house, our this, that. Just extend your attention outside. Now say I am a housewife. The last 24 years I have been traveling. In a way you can say I am neglecting my family. But if you ask my family people, they say, today they telephoned to me to thank me that I have completely built up this family. I don't know when did I give time to them, but they feel that way very much. And everybody thanked me. Every one of them said, this family has been built up only by you. Without you nothing could have been possible. Because of my attention outside. It's so easy to work out anything that is needed to be done. Whatever needed to be done is done. I'll give an example. You may call it a miracle. my grandson wanted to go to a university, good university in America. But they said you have to appear for SAT. And after that only we'll admit, and he would lose 1 year for that. I didn't want him to go to America before doing SAT, because I thought that, see, for 6-7 days he goes there, he won't be able to do much. And we left it at that. All right, he was preparing for SAT. I had told one Sajogi there, Paul, that you see if you can help us. But nobody would talk to him in the university when he went there. They wouldn't even say if they have received the form of my son-in-law, my grandson. The other day they rang up to say that he's got admission already. How? God knows. The information has come that he's got admission. Nobody in America can be admitted without SAT examination. Without any condition he got admission. And they told me, I said, maybe Paul must have done something. So I telephoned to Paul. He said, Mother, I did not go to that university. I didn't ask anybody. They wouldn't talk to me. They said, you better not ring, yes, get lost. And somehow, they don't know how they admitted him. And he was a last minute person who sent the form to this. But one thing had happened, he told me that if I don't get admission in a good university, I will not go to America. It's too much waste of money. Very wise boy. I said, all right. That's the only time I gave bandhan. And see now, he's got his admission. His elder sister also got admission in John Hopkins Institute without any condition. So when she went there, she found the atmosphere was no good for her. She ran away. But on the whole, that unconditional, they are saying, Gregor told me, Mother, it's not possible. How can she get it? I said, there's a letter. Without putting any pressure, without doing anything, it happens. It's a miracle. I must say it's a miracle. But something works, and that is this all-pervading power. With one idea, if you go about it, will not help you. If you want, somebody said, Mother, we wanted to this house, we couldn't get it. Because you had only one idea, to get the house. But if you had the whole idea that if we get the house, when we do these things, then we can work it out better, this, that, then you get it. So you should project yourself towards other things which are more important than yourself. Then suddenly you will start growing. It's like some trees grow higher, some do not. Why? Because they aspire the sun's light and they want to be more nearer to sun. But that's not possible. You cannot be nearer the sun by just growing few feet. But they aspire. So they are taller than others. In the same group you will find some trees grow taller, some don't. So one aspect is that you have to meditate, no doubt. You keep it on the ground. Keep it on the ground. This poor thing is holding for such. So, one thing is to develop quality, you have to meditate, that I said. But you must know what is your problem, you are right-sided or left-sided. It's very important to know whether you are right-sided or left-sided. Now some people have problems which are left-sided, alright, they start doing water treatment. There was Dr. in Delhi, Dr. Nigam, you must be knowing him. I had cured his paralysis. I was surprised that his left hand was still not working out properly. So I asked him, what sort of meditation you do? He said, with the light and with the water. I said, what? You're doing both? Yes. I said, what's wrong with you is right side, left side. So you should just do candle treatment, just drop it. I said it to him, just when I said it to him, his hand started opening up. I said it only, it becomes like a mantra, I think. Started opening, he's opened his hand. So about treatment also you must understand what treatment you must take. Now some people are left-sided, they should take left side treatment only. There should be no confusion. So I said, who told you this? He said, everybody said the same thing. I said, what did they say? That you can take this with, in Sahaja Yoga there are certain rules and regulations of the divine. So now if you are suffering from the left, you just take treatment for left. No water treatment at all. Now you are suffering from the right, then don't take a candle treatment at all. At all. These are two sides which are to be corrected. Then you are in the center. When you feel you are in center, you can use both the things. But that is normally very few, I've seen. Normally you find very few people who have this central point. If they have, they should do this treatment. But there is no need to do treatment once you are in the center. But you have to meditate. So you can sit before the photograph. But to take out all your conditionings and things, or maybe the day's problem, you can sit before the photograph with a candle as well as water. But the ones who are not, should not. And one should not feel also bad if the leaders tell them you are left-sided or right-sided. The problem is that in Sahaja Yoga there are leaders. It's a myth. It's a myth. It's not something so seriously to be taken. But these leaders are there because I cannot communicate with all of you. So they are there. When it came to talk about the leaders, nobody told me anything. Very surprised. Never they told me the leaders are doing like this. I had to discover it every time I came. You should have written to me earlier that our leader is like this or it's happening here. There's no harm in writing that. But they did not. None of them. Till I came here I discovered the kind of people they were. Actually that is, I discovered them only in Europe. I did not know that they were doing all these things. When they were developing also some funds and raising some sort of money, nobody told. Even when they came to India, they collected money. But nobody told me that they were collecting money for this or that. I mean, at least you should have told me. Somebody should have told. That's how they became sort of absolutely fascists. They thought we are the lords, we can do whatever we like. But for other nonsensical things they'll write such letters, but never about something which is very, very good, essential. Now the another thing we had to tell about that what should be the relationships of husband and wife. I've already had many occasions to talk to them. Now you are married by me. It was not such an arranged marriage. You were given time to find out till the end. And even if you did not like the person, you could have told me and we would have finished the marriage. But even when it is registered, you stayed with the lady for so many years, and with the man for so many years. You have had children, and after that suddenly you come up that mother, we cannot cook. But this is going too far with yourself and with the whole society of surgery. If you don't like somebody, if there's a problem, you should find out in the beginning. I'll be the last person to force you to marry anyone. Even if you are married and just after, say, 3-4 months you let me know, the marriage can be broken. And I have told Yogi now not to register them for about 3 months and see for yourself. Now you must understand that marriage is not an institution well practiced in the West. Till they are married, they are happy. As soon as they are married, something goes wrong in their heads. Maybe the reason is there's a legal bondage in the marriage. If you are married to somebody, you see your money will be shared or anything, that kind of a fear is there. For the same reason I have asked so many times that you don't get married to somebody till you are normal. But many people who are sick, have diseases, have problems, have some sort of funny ideas, just they marry, as the Americans say, for the heck of it. And then it's such a troublesome thing for me. Firstly, I get concerned. Secondly, it's a very bad example for other surgeries and brings a bad name for all of us. It's not difficult to enjoy your marriage because mostly we really examine and find out properly what's matter with what and who is capable of carrying on with whom. We try whatever this, but there are sometimes 400, 500 applications of various types. Sometimes we do miss certain points. But you people can understand that sometimes. And you should try to help me by understanding that what is it after all? What is so important? There was a surgery, very good surgery from England. He had a wife who was really beautiful wife, very well educated, this, that, very smart. He came to me, he said, "Mother, I want absolutely to divorce this woman." I said, "Why? She's so good looking." "No, I don't want. I want to divorce." He was after me. Then I talked to her, she said, "I also want to divorce." Alright, divorce is allowed in surgery. So they divorced each other. Then we were showing him different photographs and things that now tell me which one would you like to marry. So chose a girl who is not well educated, who is not by any means good looking. She's very dark, with very thick lips and all that. I love her very much. I like her very much. She's a very lovable person, extremely sweet. So he chose her. I was surprised. I said, "What?" "Yes, mother. See her vibrations." Still I said, "You see her first." So when we went to Pura, yes, he said, "This is the one I want to marry." I was surprised. You see, with all that, how could he say that I want to marry this girl? Should be sure. Yes, yes, I'm very sure I want to marry. What he told me that she is tranquility personified. I feel so tranquil. She is full of vibrations, like bag of vibrations. I know that. I didn't know how this fellow has felt it. He's just fallen in love with her, I tell you. And he says she's the most beautiful person I've met. He doesn't see anything else that is outside. Later on my own sister said, "What have you done? What a match." So I looked at that girl and then I started seeing these points that she's not good looking, she's not this. But What he said, she's tranquility. She's just tranquil. He went to her village all the way and he met all his family and everybody was surprised, such a handsome looking Englishman of all the things. And he said, Mother, she has neutralized all my nonsensical points. She's so beautiful and he's really in love with her. So that is a sign of a very deep surgery, that they don't go after superficial things. She cooks South Indian food, he loves it. Whatever she does, he loves. He cares for her very much. And she is neither left-sided nor right-sided, she is in the center. So both of them match each other because spiritually they are on the same level. Very deep. And that is what we have to be. If we are not spiritually matched, then the problem comes in. We have to have proper matching of vibrations. Of course we see to it when we marry. I mean, you can imagine 99% marriages have been successful. And some of the marriages were mischievously done, I know, there were some mischiefs. But still they have worked out. Still they are happy. But some people are bent upon making their marriage a problem. Some of them. Extremely egoistical, think knowing of themselves and start making everybody miserable. What makes them so much full of ego, I don't know. And they just spoil their marriages. They become unhappy themselves and they make others also unhappy. Now my husband has never been a surgeon, never. Even now I wouldn't say he's a surgeon, even now, I don't know. But I knew how to handle him and how to work it out. And I managed very well. And he also knows, always he says, you are a very moral person, you are a very noble person, all those things he says to me. And all, see, his saying is like this, that you are but you cannot make others. I said, I can, why not? First he could not believe that I could transform people. And now he knows I have transformed. He said, they have become angels. And so that you are now angels. I am not very happy with the creche you have here, not at all. It's a mess. And I don't know, but it's children coming out of the school are racist. Very racial ideas they have. That's the report Yogi gave me. Not about Rome. It is so. So I would say we should change the teachers. It's the best way. And the children are very aggressive when they come, very harsh. I would say put some Indian teachers there instead of some Western teachers. Maybe they are racist or maybe something wrong there. This is the report I've got about your children. Australian children create more problems and it's very difficult and they are racist. But there are hardly any Indian children there, see. But if there is one even, they aggress. There are I think only 3 children who are I think Indians only, or one maybe a Negro, I don't know. But all these children just jump on them when they go from here. It takes time to change their ideas. If you are racist, you cannot be in Sajoga, you understand that. We don't believe in race and religion and all these things which are separating human beings from one to another. That is our ideal, that we cannot have this kind of a nonsense in our society. And be careful, watch your children how they react to black people. Especially for Australian children it is being pointed out. So I think there's something wrong with some people here. They should just try to find out if we are by any chance trying to teach them that white skin is better than the black. As I told you in the lecture, I hope you have listened to what I said about the genes. That it is now found out that two protective genes that Asians have, the white skin don't have at all. One of them is the right side, another the left side. So a white skin will take to a violence much more easily than an Asian. Asian actually means now Indians and Chinese. Culturally they are the same. Now, that means after coming to Sahaja, your genes have been transformed and you have protective genes within you. And one of them is, as I told you, the right-sided, hate people and kill people, be violent. This racialism, which is now coming back again, because they will take to it very easily because there is no protection against it. Now, you can see in my own family, we had 11 children. Some were fair, very fair, some were dark. We never knew what is racialism is because the skin is so, skin deep as they say. So, you see, you are now confronted, you must understand that, with these two horrible genes by which one that will take you to violence, take you to temper, will take you to this kind of racialism and hatred and fundamentalism. And the another one is indulgences. Laziness or serious things like sex and this and that and all these habits you develop of drugs. So you have to be very careful now by just announcing that Germans announced that we are a white race, you see, we are higher than in. How are they higher? Just imagine, they killed little children, small little children, into a gas chamber and saw them being burnt. Can you imagine anybody who is an evolved soul or who is a higher race will do such a nasty thing like that? But this is, they have sort of self-proportioned values and virtues, which they don't have. They were so horrible that they took the fat from the dead bodies in Poland, Warsaw, and they had bath with it. Like a soup they used. So grotesque. Whole thing is so horrifying. And they think they are very, very great races. Even Max Muller wrote like that. He said it's the Germans who came to India and wrote Vedas. Their forefathers cannot write Vedas. So now try to understand that what we are facing basically. What I feel in the arrogance of this white skin, these people crossed over their limitations, their maryadas. The forefathers, like the way the Spanish went to America. You can't find one original person there, not one. I wanted to see in Chile, in Argentina, in Brazil, not even one. Where are they lost? They all went to the hills and some of them are preserved in Bolivia and all. And the revenge has started. From Bolivia, all these horrible drugs are coming. And the whole of America is just crushed with that. There's no wisdom. Just to think your fair skin, alright, go ahead. Where are you going? See this. What about the Americans? Where are they going? Now they are concerned a little bit. But 65% people may get schizophrenia in that country. Now how can you be satisfied with yourself when you see all these things happening because you have just a white skin? So first thing you must try to understand that even if there is a trace of racialism in you, better throw it away. On the contrary, I think this country has really real justice for races. Justice-wise, you must say, Australia is known to be really a multicultural society, and they understand the value of it, what you have gained through multicultural societies. As there is so many things to be learned that they are very clean outside, not in personal life. They'll keep the house very clean, the carpets very clean, everything very clean, but as far as themselves are concerned, they are not so clean. Of course, now with Saj Yoga you are changed, I am not saying, but I know of English people, they would not take bath for months. They used to smell like hell. And when my husband was there, we used to shake hands, and the hands would smell for days together. We used to send this, that, still using paper. It's all right because it is very cold, but it's not that cold. We have lived in England for so many years. We always use water and running water. In the same tub, 3-4 people take bath to save pounds. The only mantra they know is save pounds. Same here. People are extremely money oriented when they have so much money compared to others. So, for Saj Yogis it's important that you should be frugal and you should not be miserly. You need not, but you should be clean inside. That's very important. Not outside so much, because see, all these diseases are coming, these things are coming, one has to be very careful. Secondly, you are so protective of yourself. I mean, you are always thinking about yourself, extremely protective. So you do not develop any immunity to anything. If you have to travel like me, you would get sick within 1 month's time. Firstly, you can't eat anything, you get hepatitis. You smell something, you get hay fever. You do that. I mean, all these things are coming because of overprotectiveness. You must make your children to play in sand, you must make them go about. No, you're so protective of your children. So when they grow, they cannot stand anything which is absolutely not completely, we can say, covered. But you just don't get it. We are full of parasites, full of mosquitoes, full of this. Australian children, when they got bitten by mosquitoes, they got malaria. But the whole city was there, nobody got malaria. Not one person. And they were surprised, how is it these boys and girls have got malaria? So, in childhood, we should not take our children sort of all the time extremely delicate. You look all right, I mean, you might have good muscles to look at, but you are very, very vulnerable to any disease. You can see from your children, I'm not saying about Australians, all the people from the West, whether they are Americans or they are Europeans or they are... But I've seen Russia, people are very, very good. They don't catch much. They don't suffer from all this. So this overprotectiveness, and also there are books and books. Today they'll write a book about children, you must give them feet at the right time. Then they will write next time, no, you should not do that way. You should allow them to eat whatever they like. And then thirdly they'll say that you should not give this to your children, that you should not give, that should not happen. With all this knowledge, people are not aware that they are making their children like the dolls in the hands of these writers. Whatever they say, whatever they do, there's no sense in it. We know what is needed for the children in Sahaja. Actually, these are people just selling their books, whatever knowledge they have a flair to write, they write it, and you accept it and you get into problem. And this is a very, very common thing. They protect the children too much, which they need not. But whenever it is necessary, one should. My main thing is that before the children, how we should behave. There are differences in husband and wife, not that there are. But they should not be exposed. Children should not be exposed to your differences, to your fights, to your angers and fits. They get it, they are so, I'm again saying, they are so protective. So much protection is given to them. These protected children take these things very quickly. If mother says to the father something, father says to mother, they'll repeat it later on. You will be surprised. Same thing. When the father does something, they'll say the same thing. So you are spoiling their whole attitude towards life. Must understand, children are much faster than you are in picking up things. Because they have to learn, they are growing up. So, your relationship between you and your wife should be of respect. Should be of love and understanding and caring. But there should not be something of some sort of a scene that is not good for them. I mean, that doesn't mean that you behave in a funny manner before the children. That is for the bedroom. Right, thank God you have bedroom separate. We don't even have that. In India, very few people have bedrooms closed. In the daytime, if they close bedrooms, people think, are they mad or sick? So this is the attitude one has to take, that before others, before other people, before the children and everything, we have to behave. Now, if you want to find faults with each other, you can find it in the bedroom. That's not a very good game, I think. Why should you fight? It's always better to close the chapter at the end of the day and sleep well. All this I am telling you that you should not miss the point of joy and happiness. This is how you will really enjoy your children, your husband, your wife, everything. In this, as I always said, that wife has to be very wise. She is the one who has to be very wise, but not to such an extent that she allows her husband to do what she likes. She has to keep a control, in a way. School has money, no doubt. There's no problem on that, because they're not spending much. But now you change the pattern. I'll talk to your leader and see. And also you can have a proper house on rent separately and get all the children there to study. And nobody should act arbitrarily. And it should be done properly. I'll talk to your leader and tell him. And the children should be seen, even by the leaders, to see that they don't become racist or they do not become violent. Well, I think Indian teacher would be a better idea, because you see they are mild people and it would be better. And I have also discovered you have two girls who can work, Indian girls. It's better that they should look after the children. And lastly, I have to say I really enjoyed my stay in Sydney. Really. I don't know why this was called as Sydney. What was the reason? And also in the West they don't have meaning for every name. But it's a very beautiful place where so many Sahajogis are there. And I really feel very happy in your company. I love you and you all love me. Whatever I want is your happiness and joy. And please remember that we are here to enjoy, all of us. So don't do anything that makes you unhappy. Like having big plans, this, that, not necessary. There's no need. And if you want to have, please let me know. I'll tell you exactly whether you should do it or not. Because I don't want you to land up as bankrupts or this and that, like madcap people. So, this is, you have to be careful. You just inform me. You let me know. You can write to me that you have such plans and all that, I'll tell you. Now this idea of this artist business is rather doesn't go into my head, I must say. They have told me that they want to get all the artists together of the world and this and that. It's a very one-sided attitude to form, see. Just a few artists are there, then they invite them, then they invite here, a conference start. That sort of a thing should not be. If there are artists, all right, there are artists abroad, everywhere they are. Whenever you can meet them, you can meet them. But you cannot separate a body like that. Artists are separately, musicians separately, then you'll have politicians, then economists, you see. So that's not such standard, that's not such, that's the way people live. You see, they have separately some sort of a thing, or if not, they can have an organization of, say, broomstick women, something like that. So, we are Sahajogis, and we are Sahajogis and Sahajogis. If you are artist, is by the way. If you are musicians, is by the way. We are Sahajogis and Sahajogis. This is one has to remember. Like this, the groups will start. And this clubbing system has been there in the human nature, has been there throughout. We have been clubbing with anything, if there's somebody like the French, they put their spoon the other way down, spoon and fork like that. So I said, why? Because we're French. I couldn't understand this explanation, these are French. And then the English put it this way. Now, if you just put it the other way around, you are a gone case, then you are no good. So, we have to know that this kind of clubbing was in the human nature, because it comes from the animal instinct. You see, animals also club together. You are from Brisbane, all right, we sit together. You are from here, we sit together. It's an animal instinct. Because of some sort of a fear, maybe, that they club together. This clubbing has come into human race also. For everything you have a club, you know that. It's for you it is not necessary, because you have come out of that state of animal instinct to a higher instinct. Yes, you are an artist, all right, you are an artist. So another is an artist, all right. But don't club together as artists, as musicians, as this, as that. As long as you have to say, sing together, you can practice, again finished. It's a very important point, try to understand. Clubbing is not at all a human quality. Clubbing is a quality of animals. So when we are all Sahajogis, why should we club together? What is the need to club? And this clubbing has brought so much problem to us. These politicians, then these religions and all, there's nothing but clubbing, that separates. So anytime you find there's a clubbing system working anywhere, just run away from it. You belong to a very big community. Now say in my hand, these fingers start clubbing. What will I do with them? I'll have to make a club out of it. But still going on. I mean, when they come to Ganpatipure, they have clubs there also. I've been informed about them. Australian club, then North Australian, then South Australians, then East, West, and Southeast, Southwest. So all that has to be given up. One has to understand that we are all Sahajogis all over the world, wherever we may live, whatever we may eat, whatever we may wear. We are inside all Sahajogis and all connected to all pervading power. If you become great artist because you have got Sahajoga, alright, enjoy that. If you become great musicians, alright, enjoy that. If you become an orator, enjoy that. But you don't club yourself with another person on those grounds. That is something not at all Sahaj. In Sahaj you are one with everyone and with all of them. See now, my life, if it is anything, you should understand that I am extremely a Sahaj person, extremely Sahaj. So wherever I go, I can't understand. I go to Russia, all these Russians, they had never known about me, they had never heard about me, they came to listen to me. Anywhere I go, I mean later on the follow-up may not be that good. But wherever I go, there are in thousands of people. After all, what is so great about it? See, this is it. What you have to do. Okay, I am so Sahaj. And also when I tell you about you, don't feel bad. Because you know I am telling you out of compassion and love. And that is important. You understand that. Because first thing is compassion and love. And when there is compassion and love, you cannot think of clubbing at all. Never. You can never club with anyone. You will love each and every person and be kind and enjoy your compassion, the virtue of your compassion, virtue of your love. And that shows on your faces. You shine compared to those born again who were never born again. They were looking so haggard and very harsh faces. With such a young girl, she had all the wrinkles you could count on her face, going round and round and round. So I told her, you are not born again, I am sorry. She said, are you? I said, I am. Look at your face in the mirror. I said, you will know you are not born again. So the greatest advantage of Sahaja Yoga is that you can enjoy everything. That is the greatest advantage. Whether it is art, architecture, music, or a lecture, or studies, education, family life, everything you should be able to enjoy fully, then you are a real Sahaja. And that you have achieved that state. Sometimes there are problems here and there, something happens, doesn't it? Have faith. And you will be surprised at the miracles that you get. One after another, so many miracles. But listen to me and also try to follow what I say. First of all, no temper. Temper if you have, you must know that it's a serious thing in the West. Because there's no controlling power over temper, and schizophrenia is the only ultimate result of temper. Schizophrenia. So temper should not be justified. All ego, temper should be brought down. One should not try in any way to get angry with others because of jealousy, because of complexes, because of anything. If it is so, please introspect. Why do I get into tempers? Shri Krishna has placed temper as the worst disease of life. He said from there it rises everything. I don't agree with him because, you see, for him it's a leela, the whole world is a leela, but not for everyone. Temper can come from Muladhara, can come from Swadhisthana, can come from anyone. So one cannot say that the source of temper is going to be the source of all the problems. Can be from anything. One can really get destroyed by anything. But temper is one thing, that is the worst of all. So, if you find anybody who is hot-tempered, if you find yourself to be hot-tempered, then please see to it that you overcome it. I used to tell before, I don't know now, there must be my tapes, that if you are very angry, then stand before the mirror and say all kinds of things. Or else you take a pillow and hit it hard when you are in temper. Close the door, hit the pillow and then go out. You may have to spend another pillow, doesn't matter. So you develop a very, I should say, a pleasing personality. That's very important. You must have a very pleasing personality. But that is not acceptable in certain countries because it's said that you should not show your any pleasing personality because others will think you are weak. The strength is your joy. Strength is your virtue. Strength is your pleasing personality. That is your strength. And this artificially, some people say that if you become very pleasing and this and that, then others will think you are weak. If they think, let them think like that. That is their stupidity. So, you should be happy, joyous, pleasing. I must say, in Sahaja Yoga, some people have come up so well that I really feel very proud of them. Very proud. And also, I never expected this to work out so well in my lifetime. I never expected. Because I started it very late, deliberately. So, it is very heartening to see so many Sahaja Yogis coming up and listening to me so nicely without taking any objection to what I say, and then imbibing it in their lives so that they can enjoy themselves very well. This time I had to meet people separately and in one room and all. But next time I think I'll discuss certain problems openly. If you people are doing something stupid, let us, all of us know. So that there will be some fear of people who are doing wrong things. For example, I don't know, is he here, Peter Patton? Is he here? Is not here, Peter Patton from Adelaide? He has been very funny. And he has to get out of Sahaja Yoga, I think, for some time. Then there's one Mark. क्या सरनेम उनका? Is he here?
He might be
Where is he? Just call him. So, you see, he doesn't realize what's wrong with him. And he's trying to force himself onto others. It's not a very good idea. You all take a bandhana. I think it's all right. Where is he? So we will have an open talk about it. So you realize what's wrong with the person. Extremely right-sided. The whole thing is burning. Where is he? What's the matter with you? Why do you want to meet me?
Can you get some directions from you?
क्या करें?
कुछ डायरेक्शन आपसे चाहिए था।
हाँ?
उनको कुछ आपसे डायरेक्शन चाहिए था, क्या करना क्या नहीं करना।
What direction?
Just about what I should be doing as far as my involvement in.
बोला मुझे उसको क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए।
I mean, if I just think of it, if I have to talk to each person like that, what will be my situation?
Yes, Shri.
So why should you force your way like that? You could have written a letter to me. I would have known whatever you wanted.
Yes, Shri.
You see, try to understand what your problem is. Your problem is right side. Alright, sit down and remove it. That's your problem. You can find it out very easily what is your problem is and which you can solve. You can also talk to the leaders, but you have to be humble about it. You should not be aggressive. I must meet Mataji, I must meet Mataji. You see, supposing you all want to meet me individually, what will happen? And you will be amazed, only in Sydney I meet people like this. Only I have been meeting and meeting and meeting. For that, now I would say that you should tell your leaders first. Let them scan you out. Let them write what are their problems are. Then if I want to see, I'll say I should have that much freedom. You can't force things on me, can you? I have not taken a contract with you or anything. So all of you who want to see me should not talk to Vinay because he is now fed up. He's so tired, he doesn't know, everybody is pressurizing him. So now please tell your leader has to give me your problems, and then I'll see if I want to see or if I don't want to see. We have to stop this. There's nothing special, nothing great that you cannot tell the leader. The leader can solve your problem. Because I have to go from countries to countries, you know that. Even in Australia, I travel from cities to city, which I do not do anywhere. Even in India, only 2 places I go to, or only the capital. But I feel concerned about you. You have gone through bumpy areas. But try to understand that there is no contract with me. If you have come to Sahaja Yoga, doesn't mean you have tried to do what you like. No. I must cure, I must touch person, I must see. This is too much. What have you done for Sahaja Yoga? Ask this question. What have I done for Sahaja Yoga? How many people I have given realization? I have been just fighting with others, having family problems, this, that, or have I done anything which is constructive to help mother? As you know, my age is now 71. I don't know how far my husband will allow me to travel now also. Whatever it is. You have to take over. You have to take the responsibility. You have all the powers, you have all the knowledge. You are quite alright now for Sahaja Yoga spreading. So go ahead. You are wise enough to understand that now we should spare our mother. So nobody should be aggressive like that. Alright? If I have to see somebody, I will see. But first of all, you must tell your leaders and give them the full reason why you want to see me. And if I think it proper, I'll see. This much freedom you should give me. That if I want, I'll see. There is some sort of a protocol is there for people that they should understand. That you cannot just ask to see me just like that. As you love me, you can feel for me also and understand that what is important is you should go deep down into yourself, and I am there. I am there, absolutely. I am everywhere. This need not see my face or see me. I am there. Just know this fact that I am there with you all the time. Whether you write to me, whether you inform me or not. There are people who have developed such tremendous faith that Mother is everywhere, that just by praying they have saved the lives of people. Just for praying. There are many like that. And really it is worth seeing these people, how simple they are. I won't even see them normally anywhere. But they are there. And they told me how they have achieved so many things so easily. It is very remarkable. There was one fellow whose mother was sick in Rohtak, and he was in, I think, Bombay, and he received a message that she's sick and she will die very soon. So he rushed to the place and they told him that within 3 days she'll be finished. The mother is not a realized soul, nor she is a Sajogini, she has never even seen. He said, "Mother, I couldn't help it, I just bent on my knees and I just prayed, oh mother, please can you save my mother?" Within 3 days the lady got all right. They said it's a galloping cancer. He flew her to Bombay and took her to the Tata hospital to find out if there is any cancer. They said there's no trace of cancer. And he said, this is the last time I have asked you for anything. And I just, it has happened with many. So it is your faith. Faith is not blind in Sahaja. You know for definite what is Sahaja is. You have seen miraculous photographs, you have seen all the miracles happening. So now your faith should be completely, entirely in it. And it will work out. I promise you, if your faith is deep enough to reach me, you don't have to see my face. You are not to have my photograph, nothing. Wherever you are, you'll find me. That's why I always say, develop your faith, develop your faith.
अब हम सब श्री माता जी की चरणों में आरती करेंगे।
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
श्री माता जी, आज इस ध्यान के माध्यम से जो परम चैतन्य की आशीर्वाद और प्रेम हम सभी को मिला है, इनके लिए आपके श्री चरण में कोटि कोटि प्रणाम और हृदय से धन्यवाद करते हैं श्री माता जी। जय श्री माता जी। एक बंधन हम सब देना है। ये रशिया और यूक्रेन के दोनों जो लड़ाई चल रहा है, इस शांति के लिए हम सब श्री माता जी को एक प्रार्थना करेंगे हृदय से और एक बंधन दे देंगे।